It's not letting me yet. Oh, still not letting me do the video. How weird.
Is it? Maybe I'll ask you to start video and that might give you permission.
Ah,
I was all
yes.
powerful today for some reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that may not have met Landen, he is our Chief Sales and Marketing Officer and Chairman of the M5M Foundation. He didn't want a big hoo-ha introduction. He's just here to share some good news and to update us on a few things. So Landen, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Wow, cool to be here with all of you Aussies. This is awesome. And I just didn't realize what a treat I was going to get with Demra and that amazing presentation, Demra. Come on. I mean, just amazing. I found myself getting writer's cramp once again, just writing down all of this stuff that you'd think that I know it all, but I don't. You, our leaders, especially Demra, she is an encyclopedia. I saw that comment. I think you're right. She's an encyclopedia on our products. She knows them backwards and forwards. Yeah, that was really awesome. I just, and then the presentation on M5M, of course, that touches my heart. And that was beautiful. It was really, really good. Talking about Ashley Torian, my sister, that I love that too. She's near and dear to my heart. So amazed at her and her, she's got an incredible connection with people. I was able to hear something about what my sister did with some combat veterans, a group of combat veterans that she sat down and talked with, and really just helped these couples, husband and wives, to really find some healing, you know, and which was just incredible. She has this amazing way to connect with people that I just love. So, you know, this is really, I just wanted an opportunity to connect with everybody. It's not just a huge agenda. But it just, I do feel a need, a big need to come to Australia. So I have been looking at flights, and I'm going to come, I believe, on the 23rd, and I'm going to stay through the 30th. So I'll be in Sydney. I may see if I can traverse the island. It's not an island, the continent, and make it to different places. I'd love to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'd love to do some kind of meeting to bring everybody together and just have a chance to talk and figure out, strategize how we can get people to come together. You know, I think for some reason, there's just been this malaise since COVID where people almost forgot how to connect with people. And it's just, I'm just be straightforward with you. I am not going to let that happen. I can't. I believe so much in our business and that what connections to each other, what that means. It's so powerful to do meetings and have a chance to connect. And I just, I'm not gonna let the world dictate what we do. And I think we just have to remind people and be relentless about it. Just relentlessly disciplined about reach outs and connections. So that's really what I want to do. I just want to come there, and I'm going to go to the corporate office and talk with those folks. And it's shameful, but this is my first time it's my second time to Australia. I was there last year too, just for a quick stop. But anyway, this will give me a chance to get to know you all on your turf rather than on one of our trips, which we haven't done in a while. But you know, just biggest thing for me is to let you know how much you mean to Manatech. I mean, y'all are down there, probably sometimes may feel isolated, but for us, you're not. You're part of the family, and we want you to know how much you mean to us. And that's why it's important for me to get down there and talk with you all. So, you know, I just want to remind everybody why I'm here. And if you don't know, I mean, I tell my story every chance that I get, because really it was about my mom and the experience that she had. Growing up, I had a mom that was full of a lot of energy and life. And then one day the life just zapped her, it just went out of her, and she just became very tired and just didn't have a lot of energy. And that was the mom that I lived with for, you know, the last, I think that all started happening when I was 11 or 12. And she just disappeared. And I just, you know, as I grew up, my mom wasn't able to do all the things that all the other kids' moms were able to do. And so I just felt like that was just the normal existence. That was it. And, you know, it broke my heart. And I felt pretty selfish as a son, because I wanted my mom so bad. I wanted her to be present, and to be present at Christmas, and to be present at birthdays. But she just couldn't take me anywhere. She just was bedridden a lot. And it was difficult, very difficult. Until one day, my father stumbled upon this company, Manatech, with this crazy white powder stuff. I mean, whenever he brought this stuff home, he invested in the company, and, you know, it was really meant as just, let's get in and get out. Let's make a big return. You know, my dad's a big finance guy. It's all about investments, getting a return on his investment. He was, until my dad brought that Ambertos home. My mom started taking it, and, you know, it was like she just did it every day. She was relentless and disciplined every morning and night. And about 3 months later, I was actually dating my wife now. I wanted to introduce her to my mother, so I went over there to the house, and I knocked on the door, and I felt bad when I did it, because I knew my mom was going to have to get up and walk over to the door. She was going to be exhausted, and that was going to be a terrible way to start the evening. And I just saw this flash behind the, you know, that had that frosted glass, and I just saw this flash, and all of a sudden the door opens, and there's my mom, and she looked like 20 years had left her face. I mean, she was glowing. Her eyes were sparkling. She's got these beautiful crystal light blue eyes. They're just enchanting. And when I saw her, it just was, I was stunned, and I almost didn't know I was speechless by introducing her to my wife, Jules. Every time I tell that story, I remember that moment, and it makes me emotional, because it was that powerful. It meant that much, that in that moment, I knew that, holy mackerel, what is the difference, Mom? And she said, yeah, I've just been taking this product, and it is, I just have done it every day. And I just noticed little bit by little bit that I could make it further than the bathroom. I could actually make it to the kitchen, and actually make myself a meal. And I just started getting my energy back, and started getting back to my old self. And that was just, you know, for me, I just was like, oh my gosh, we got to join this company. What are we going to do? You know, we all got on an airplane and flew to Seattle to a big event, and then just saw, stunned, were thousands of people walking on stage and talking about these incredible products and what they meant for them. And it was stunning. And it rocked me. And I remember just thinking, how do I join this big corporate company? I've been running my own business for the past 3-4 years, but I got to be a part of this. I got to figure it out. So, you know, and it's been a crazy road, some ups, some downs, but at the end of the day, you know, for me, this company is about our associates, and it's about you. And, you know, 3 years ago, I got introduced to this philosophy called principle-centered leadership. And what principle-centered leadership is about is it's about like learning business and philosophy disciplines and applying them to your life relentlessly over and over again, recentering yourself every day and applying these principles. And for me, you know, I've gone through transformations in my life. I feel like that it's never too late for a transformation, never too late for a new you. You know, in life, you'll go down these valleys, deep valleys, and then you'll sometimes, you know, come out and you'll feel good. I mean, I used to be a runner in my late 30s. I found that euphoria going out and running every day. I was running 20 miles a week for about 4 years, destroyed my knees and my ankles. bounce back couldn't help the pounding that I was delivering on those joints, but it was you know, it was one of those things that was really rough. And but I was able to transform myself and transform my health. And then when COVID happened, I actually had been on the couch for a little bit, and my wife walked past me one time. She goes, "You realize your children are watching you, right?" And I was just, "Oh yes." And she said, "Why don't you just go work out with me once?" And so I went to this F45, which is an Australian, actually founded it. If you haven't heard of F45, somebody on this call probably has. I went to one class and I was sore after 30 minutes, and I knew it was going to be a long class. Well, I just decided either I'm never doing it again or I'm going to do it for every day for the rest of my life. And I do it every day. It's awesome. Health is transformed. Love it. But for Manatech, when we start looking at the company and we see that we have some struggling markets, and what are we going to do to transform the company? How do we transform the company? And that's when principle-centered leadership came along. And it's about leadership of self, leadership of family, leadership of your team, leadership of the organization. And we break it down into 4 areas. Leadership, of course, being the first one, strategy, and the third one is execution, and the fourth one is culture. And we have adopted books. Actually, here in the corporate office, we started a book club, and we study these books. Different books on leadership, different books on strategy, execution, and culture. And we're relentless about it. And we center ourselves on these principles all the time. And it's helped us to really come to a place where we can be authentic about who we are. So we call ourselves, this is how we define ourselves. We are an entrepreneur-led health and well-being company. That's who we are, entrepreneur-led. Which that brings the associate right there. We're not an e-commerce business. We're entrepreneur-led. It's about our associates first. And what we do is we help people to live their best life. And that in everything that we do goes through that filter. Entrepreneur-led, we help people to live their best life. And so it has been a revelation for us. We are using these principles around. There's a great book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. Look it up. Even if you'll think, oh gosh, this is a business book, doesn't apply to me. I'm telling you, it applies to you. Because in the 4 disciplines, how they break it down is they say, have a wildly important goal. And your wildly important goal is something like, this is what I'm going to do in my business. You attach some number to it and you do it relentlessly. And then you come up with lead and lag indicators. So what are those? Well, lag indicators are things like how many calls, actually it's things like how many people did I sign up, or how many people came to my meeting, my home meeting. And lead indicators are the things that you can control in order that you can make happen. And that is like, how many phone calls did I make? Or how many invites did I send out through Rapid Funnel? You know, it's those kinds of things that you can control. And then you put a scorecard out there, and you keep score. You do it with your team so that you can be accountable to something, to some kind of number or something you're going to put out there. And then you create a cadence of accountability. And that's like a weekly meeting where everybody touches base. We're doing this as a company. We're doing this in all of our markets, and it has been transformative. It really has. And I know it sounds basic, and it is, but it's a principle, and it's applied with relentless discipline. And so that to me is something that's exciting. And I think, and we're actually taking these concepts to the field as much as we can in partnership, just letting you know that we have these concepts. And I think they'll really be helpful. The first thing is just to read the book. I mean, read the book, 4 Disciplines of Execution. I think it would help you a lot. And again, I'm saying this stuff because for me, it's critical. It all goes back to my mom. I have to, in fact, you know, a continued story about this is that whenever I went to my mom and I told her that I finally got a job at Manatech, she was cooking and she was silent. I was like, hey, Mom, listen, I got this job at Manatech. And she said, I heard you. And I was like, are you excited? I mean, this is great. And she said, she goes, you know what, son, you come over here right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And I walk over, and my mom's this tall, and so she looks up at me like this, and she put her finger like this. And she said, son, don't you ever let anything happen to my Amber Toast or any of the Manatech products. And I said, you know what, Mom, I promise you I won't. I will do everything in my power to fight for it and make sure that it is kept safe and that I nurture it. And that's what I'm doing to this day. And that's why business management principles, leadership stuff. I mean, the big thing also is getting the right people in the right seats. I mean, we have brought in new people, and we are just tackling this and doing everything in our power to help to build and shape this company so that it can be this amazing legacy. We already know we're going to pass it on to our children, but I'm talking about our great-grandchildren. They deserve this technology. They deserve all the technologies that we have. And we have to ensure that we fortify this legacy and we protect it and we make it where it lasts forever. And you know what? Just like Dimmer said, M5M, I mean, that is the thing. We got this great mechanism right here. That's not the mechanism. We got this great mechanism, donation through consumption, that just is beautiful, because every time that someone purchases a Manatech product, it triggers a donation to a child in need. And that is beautiful. In my family, M5M is a family affair, just like it is for Demra. It's so important that our children are a part of this. I was fortunate enough to be able to take my daughter, Olivia, to Ecuador on a mission trip, and it was life-changing for her. Life-changing for her. It was I prayed a lot about my daughter because she was going through a very difficult time. And I was praying about, what do I do? How do I reach her? And because she had said that she was mad at God. And he just said, you know what? Get her to Ecuador and I'll do the rest. And I did. I got her there. And as soon as she got off the bus, she had all these children around her. And she just looked up at me over this crowd of kids, and tears streaming down her face, and just looked at me and smiled. And I just knew that God was warming her heart in a big way. It really is amazing. So for me, we get to do this. It's awesome. We get to do Manatech. We get to do M5M. We get to have these wonderful calls. We get to be a part of this family together. And I just think it's amazing and beautiful, and I'm going to fight for it. And I know that this team here, they are so passionate about all of you out there. They believe in our associates. They believe in you, and we're going to do our best to deliver for you, and to do it consistently and relentlessly. I think I've covered everything. So thank you.
You
Sharon.
wanted to mention Trulu, Brad.
Oh, gosh, yes, Trulu. Thank you for the reminder. So Trulu is an affiliate marketing company that it's a subsidiary of Manatech, and it is I have to level set myself, because I get passionate there. So I got to change gears here. Okay. So Trulu is, we just started seeing in the marketplace that there was an opportunity for us. And we saw this great opportunity for us to reach an audience that we're not reaching today. And especially in North America. I mean, I know that there's some of this around the world, and Trulu may eventually be available in the other markets, but right now it is just US and Canada. It's not available in any other market. But the whole idea of this is it's an innovation hub. It allows us to innovate, remember when NASA went to the moon? And when they did, there were all these technologies that came out of going to the moon. amazing stuff that nobody thought would be possible. In fact, I think Sam's old technology, the barrier, oh goodness gracious, what's that called? It's like the insulation barrier. But you know, just these different things. For us, doing this allowed us to create a WooCommerce site, which is just it's just like Shopify, and it's teaching us things that we didn't know before, and in real time that we can apply to Manatech to help Manatech be better. So and even these technologies, some of these different things that we're doing, that AM product that Trulu has, and the PM, people rave about the PM, but I take the AM every morning. By the way, I mix the AM with True Pure and Ambertos. Folks, I almost have to look around because I seriously feel like a superhuman. I mean, when I'm in meetings, I literally feel like I am, that sounds condescending. I don't feel like I'm smarter. I just feel like I'm so acute. I'm just so aware, and everything is right here. When I was preparing for the board meeting, I worked 3 days straight, and I would work till midnight and never yawn. I was just like, what's happening? I just focused, just plowing through work. It was really incredible. So that's awesome. I feel like, and then here's the other thing. I've been on a cleanse for the last 20 days, and I think my body is just like waking up, and all my supplements are they're feeling alive in my body. My Ambertos, it's really incredible. So, but Trulu, I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's a great opportunity for North America, once again, to have an opportunity to test some ideas and some concepts. And as soon as it's available outside of North America, I will make sure that I let you know.
I'm sure. I think Chris covered on it last week a little bit. So I'm sure that and I know there's some different people here this week, so be continuing to answer those questions. I mean, it's great that, the whole Manatech family is included in understanding more about it. So
absolutely.
What would you like to leave people with today, Landen?
Well, how about this? I look forward to seeing everybody. Hopefully I get to see many of you, and prayers for Australia for sure. And, my sign off for everybody is go live your best life. Many blessings to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Landen.
Thank you for your time. It was so awesome connecting with you all.
Yeah, there's a lot of gratitude in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This will be up sometime in the next 24 hours on YouTube, both these videos. Blessings to Demra and Landen for joining us here in Australasia. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Demra.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
You too.